In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of Leipzig. I hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of the amazing city of Leipzig. Now, I'm here for a while because my kitchen is being repaired, so I thought I would take the chance and get to see some of the sights here. Fortunately, I can't show you as much as I would love to in the city due to the current situation with museums and things being closed, but we're going to see some great things outside, socially distanced of course, and I hope you enjoy this. Now let's stop wasting time. Let's get on the tour. Leipzig, cry the papers. The new Berlin, says just about everybody. Leipzig is Saxony's coolest city, a playground for nomadic young creatives who have been displaced by the fast gentrifying German capital. But it's also a city of enormous history, a trade fair center, and solidly in the sights of music lovers due to its intrinsic connections to the lives and work of Bach, Mendelssohn, and Wagner. To this day, one of the world's top classical bands, the Gewandhaus Orchester, and oldest and finest boys choirs, the 800-year-old Thomaskirche, continue to delight audiences. When it comes to art, the neo-realistic New Leipzig school has stirred up the international art world post-reunification, with such protagonists as Neo Rausch and Thilo Baumgartel. Leipzig is known as the Stadt der Helden, or City of Heroes, for its leading role in the 1989 peaceful revolution that led to the reunification of Germany. I know it seems weird to think of a train station as a sightseeing spot, but it really is. And if you're coming into Leipzig from the train station, you should take a few minutes and check it out. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof is the central railway terminus in Leipzig. At 83,460 square meters, it's Europe's largest railway station measured by floor area. It has 19 overground platforms housed in 6 iron train sheds, a multi-level concourse with towering stone arches, and a 298-meter-long facade. Augustusplatz is a city square that is on the east side of the city center of Leipzig. It's the city's largest square and one of the largest squares in Europe. And prior to World War II, it was one of the most beautiful. The square is dominated by the Opernhaus on the north side of the square and the Gewandhaus on the south side of the square. And in between are the main buildings of the University of Leipzig and the City Hochhaus on the western side of the square. The destruction during the war and radical planning in the DDR period really changed the appearance of Augustusplatz and really cost it its historical charm. The Radisson Hotel that's built on the square is built in the 1960s East German style with a lot of concrete and steel. And the university church that was here that sustained some partial bomb damage during the war was dynamited by the East Germans after the war. And it was dynamited to build a Parkplatz. Nicholas Square here plays a pivotal role in German history. The Nicholaskirche Square was the rallying point for protests in 1989 against the East German Communist Party control of the country. This uprising was known as the Monday demonstrations, and they began spontaneously at the church. They weren't planned, they weren't organized. People just showed up here in Leipzig to protest the regime. And they continued each Monday to the growing alarm of the government. On October 9th, about 70,000 demonstrators gathered in the square and in the church. They were carrying lighted candles, and they faced an armed security force of about 8,000 troops. These troops have been given orders to shoot the demonstrators, but the size of the crowd and the nonviolent nature of the demonstrations convinced the soldiers not to shoot, and this became known as the Leipzig Miracle. As news of the night spread, similar demonstrations took place all over East Germany and eventually led to the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of East Germany. So this square in Leipzig plays a pivotal role in the reunification of Germany. The Markt in Leipzig, for many centuries the hub of city life, is dominated by the Rathaus, the old city hall, a Renaissance building erected in 1556, considered one of the most beautiful Renaissance buildings in Germany. The tower, with its Baroque crown, is placed asymmetrically over the main entrance, above which is a roofed balcony used for public proclamations, often involving trumpeters in traditional costumes. The colonnades along the front were built in 1907, replacing the wooden shops and booths that once stood here. But you'll still find shops under the arcade. Inside, the Rathaus is a museum with artifacts and pictures from Leipzig's history, from its medieval fairs to the 1989 Peaceful Revolution. A farmer's market is held in the large square, and during the city's many music festivals, it is fitted with a stage for performances. Opposite the entrance to the Mädler Passage, behind the Altes Rathaus, is the Neuschmarkt, a quiet little square laid out in 1556. On the north side is the old commercial exchange, the Alte Handelbörse, an early Baroque building dating from 1678. Southwest of the Markt stands Thomaskirche, home of the world-famous St. Thomas Boys Choir. The choir dates from 1212, the year the church was built. Originally serving an Augustinian monastery, St. Thomas was altered in later centuries, and in the 15th century was given the form of a late Gothic hall church, a style popular in Upper Saxony. The west front dates from renovation work carried out between 1872 and 1889. Martin Luther preached here in 1539, and the church choir became a center of Protestant sacred music. Frequent choir and organ concerts, twice weekly motets, Bach Passion concerts, and the Christmas Oratorio draw music lovers to St. Thomas throughout the year. Johann Sebastian Bach was the church's choirmaster from 1723 to 1750, and his remains are interred here. Outside the church, in a small square, stands a statue of Bach, commemorating his years as choirmaster. One of Germany's most important monuments is the Völkerschlachtdenkmal, or the Battle of the Nations Monument. It's the largest war memorial in Europe. It was completed in 1913 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the defeat of Napoleon at the Battle of the Nations in Leipzig. On this battlefield, nearly 600,000 soldiers died, and is the largest battle in history prior to World War I. Napoleon's army was decisively defeated, and he was forced to retreat to France. This eventually led to his exile in Elba the following year. Heroic statues 12 meters tall surround the monument and its interior chamber, and there's a spectacular view from the viewing platform, 91 meters above. Below the monument is a museum about the Battle of Leipzig, illustrating the equipment and the military life of the soldiers who fought here. The monument is a 15-minute tram ride from the city center. Guys, Leipzig is an amazing city. If you have a chance to come here, I definitely would. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? It's easy. The button's right there. Go ahead and click it. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you get noticed when I post new videos. Until next time, guys, I will see you later.